there is a Jamaican, or you say I'm not even from Jamaica, I'm from where?
Portmore.
Summertime in a Portmore. As he says, I'm from Portmore. There's a man in Jamaica by the name of Sir P. Sir P.
SIR?
SIR?
Space
P.
Lovely.
He has a YouTube channel called Politrix. Because we're politics, you know. A Politrix. Them there.
Yo,
And,
sorry, the new UG said, has Jesse got a face for radio? That's hilarious.
Oh no.
I've got a podcast, guys. Like, I do my own podcast, and I've got, if you go on Sarah's Instagram, he tags me all the time. Like, I'm not hidden.
He is hidden, but you're hidden at this moment in time. But a lot of people aren't going to do the research, are they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So,
cool. Anyway, Politrix.
Yeah, Politrix. So Sir P, he's a Jamaican.
Oh, I like that, by the way, because Politrix is a play on words on politics, yeah.
Yes.
And tricks, but poly means many. So I like what he's done there.
Many
it's
tricks.
Like a double entendre.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's a very smart guy, and he talks about Jamaican Politrix, right? And he talks about world politics. But I've actually got a video of him that I actually came across. And for the audience, many of you won't know because it's Jamaican accent. All right, so I've had to put, some captions on there, and he's actually had to muffle his voice, unfortunately, because Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the world per capita, and so he has to hide who he is. But when he speaks, a lot of people listen. So could we play that last video there?
This one here, yeah?
Yeah, the black one, and see what he says.
If you want to control a group of people, you don't control their hands and their feet. That's outdated. You control their mind. And what do you see? The media, the music, the entertainment, the movie. What do you see? Man, I tell me about, I must just work with it because the UK is less corrupt than this. So let the UK do this, because let me explain something to you right now. If I leave a house and I write a set of rules, the next man that live in that house follows these rules. He defends these rules. Remember now, me write the rule them first. Right? In the rules, me say you can only give, right, the woman back shot once a week. The new man who live in the house look on the rules and say back shot can only be given out once a week. That man is a puppet. He's living in my house under my rules. He can't be man a yard. Jamaicans can't be man a yard in their own country. When a next man, a man in a London, can tell us, say you can't do this and you have to do this. You have to leg out this and lock up that. Who is the real man a yard? If I leave a group of rules and say teeth must brush by 7 o'clock, no later, and everybody for the next 500 years follow said rules, none of them are a man a yard. And my house that. That house don't belong to Jamaicans. It's not by Jamaicans for Jamaicans. That is the property of the king. It must be. Jamaicans are not sovereign citizens. You're subjects of the British. In 2024. And you're proud of that.
Right. Where are we going with this? People probably saying. In Jamaica, clearly, they are the subjects of the British. And in the world in which we currently live, there are people who claim to be quote unquote independent, right? All of the black countries have their independence. I'm sure your country has their Independence Day, Jesse. My country have Jamaican independence. I've seen Ghanaian independence. I've seen Nigerian independence. However, the question now becomes, how independent are they? If, like he said, if a bunch of people have written a set of rules 500 years ago and they say you're independent, then they apparently leave, but you are following those rules for the next 500 years. Whose house are you living in? You're living in their house under their rules with the fake independence that we currently have. So Sir P brought up this the other day, and it kind of resonated with me because I thought about it, and I thought about a quote that I read recently, and I actually read it on the podcast that I was on called The Lotus Eaters, Jesse. I'm going to read this quote for you guys, right? It's actually by a former president of France, right?
Do I have the picture on the screen?
That's correct. President Jacques Chirac, who served 3 terms as president, right? He served 3 terms as president of France, and this is what he said. He said, we bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We looted their raw materials, and then we told lies that the Africans were good for nothing. In the name of religion, we destroyed their culture. And after being made rich at their expense, we now steal their brains through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting black retribution against us. That was said by ex-president of France, Jacques Chirac. The world is currently living, a huge parts of the world are currently living under someone else's rules and regulations. Yet, a lot of these countries, a lot of them are black, claim to have independence. They claim to have independence, which is why one of the reasons why I actually don't celebrate any Independence Day from a black country. Because when you look at them, you will find that they are literally slaves to their colonial masters' rules and regulations, as President or ex-president Jacques Chirac already stated in this quote, as Sir P stated in his speech. So now the question becomes, how independent are black people, Jesse?